Hello and welcome to the Daily Conspiracy Podcast. We don't take days off because reptilians don't take days off.
I wish they would fucking take. Just. Not that's better. Fucking hell, I thought there was something wrong there, Lee. Well done. I wish they'd take half a day. You know.
Oh yeah, just a half day. Would you reckon they'd take a morning off and go in the afternoon, or would they like have an early start?
Well, I'd like them to take an evening off, so I can play some games.
Well, it's just not going to happen, Ollie. It's just not going to happen
Instead I
because
have to speak to you
three-
most evenings, planning
three
ahead.
nights a week. 3 nights a week we need to get together.
Listen, it's not fucking just 3 nights a fucking week. There's this. I have to speak to you
Oh, you
on
can't
an evening. It's fucking. It just gets too much.
Don't tell people we actually fucking prep this, because if people realise that we actually prep shows, they'll be thinking, "Fuck me."
Our prep is a fucking show, people.
But-
it really is. Our prep is us talking about conspiracies. And should we talk about that tomorrow? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think if we tell people we actually prep, they're going to turn around and say, "Fucking hell, they try, and it's still this shit."
How many
Fuck
times
me.
have I said to you when I've been driving back from work or something, and I've just said, Lee, we've just done a fucking show there.
I know. Do you know? I've often had this thought, because I think there's something about driving and talking. I don't know what it is. I think it's because like there's a part of your brain that's dealing with, the road safety part, and I've always thought I think it'd be quite a good podcast if you could sort the audio out. If someone's podcast was just they always like two people always do the same drive and they always record the podcast while they're driving.
Maybe we should do that.
I mean, you've got a long drive, the longest drive. Like if I drive for a long time, mate, I'm in the sea.
Well, you could just just do some laps.
Yeah, I suppose so. Before we get into tonight's episode, because I forgot to do it at the beginning of the show last night, please go and give us a 5-star review on Spotify. I haven't checked how many we've got at the minute, but we are trying to get to 2,000 as quickly as possible. I would like you to go and do that. It means the world to us, actually. That's what helps us boost like this show up through the algorithms that gets it out to people. Realistically, it's the best way. I'd
The
like
fucking
to know,
growth we had
actually.
in 2025.
Oh yeah, it's been fucking incredible. But I would like people that just as like a little survey for myself. How many of you actually find new podcasts because of social media posts and clips? Like I think lots of people watch clips of podcasts. I'm not convinced that they watch a clip of a podcast and then follow through and go and find the podcast, because it might just be me, but I have watched about 16 hours of clips of that Ninjas Are Butterflies podcast. I've never listened to a whole podcast. So I'd just like to know if anyone's regularly, you might find one, but like, do you regularly find podcasts through clips? Because it's just a bit of market research for myself. You can also leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We don't forget about the Apple people. A comment on Spotify, a comment on YouTube, a comment on Rumble. You know where you're watching. You know if you've got the ability to reach out to us. Do it. We are at the Daily Con Pod and all the social medias that are any good. So that's Instagram and X. You can join the Patreon if you don't like adverts. Like $2.99, dollar pounds, $2.99, and you can get rid of the.
You will get a free 2026 naked calendar.
Yes.
I don't know who's going to be naked in it, but
it's 2026. Let's hedge our bets here for Apophis and say if 2030 naked calendar
with us in it.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, I need to work out a bit more.
Gives us some time, doesn't it? Like that's it was dead
I
funny
would be
thing.
Fucking
this,
50.
Right. This is the funniest thing. So, I was speaking to my friend the other day, and he is one of these people. He's always kept himself fit. He's always done like extreme sports, like
Sounds like a twat.
Well, this is the fucking hilarious thing about it. I have not always kept myself fit. In fact, since like over the past few months from when I started doing jiu-jitsu, that's it. That's like what, apart from playing drums for a long time, we can put drums down as cardio. I'm marking it down on my scorecard.
Does wanking count?
Yes, for you, because I know how much fucking fury you put into it. But yeah, like I haven't done anything. So this is the fucking best part of it. I've only just started working out. I've let myself go my entire life. I feel fucking fabulous. Like I feel over the last few months, like 2 years of age have been taken off me. Like I feel more mobile. I feel alerter. I genuinely feel younger than I did 2 years ago. My friend, which has worked out all the time, and he kept working out, well, he's starting to fail now. Bits of him are sore. He's got 2 knee replacements from doing extreme sports. I'm like, you could have just done nothing, started now, and felt fabulous.
Yeah.
So just a thought for people out there going, oh, I should have done something. No. Now's the right time.
Yeah, and listen, if you want to feel fabulous, here's a few words from our sponsor.
Oh my God, I hope that was an advert.
Can
Please,
you imagine?
please let the podcast gods stick like a McDonald's advert in after me saying it's like let yourself go for ages and then fucking work out.
I'm bumming it.
Love it. So yeah, that's
we should get a T-shirt.
That's the sales pitch.
Do you reckon we could get a T-shirt? I'm bumming it.
I'd rather we didn't.
Okay.
I think
your choice.
I'm just look. I have nothing against homosexual relationships. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. But I feel, Ollie, that if we had a merchandise, being we are a 2-man podcast, if we had merchandise that had like a homosexual connotation to it, I feel that might reflect on us in a way that is insincere to our tastes.
Well, I was thinking, right, a cow on the front getting abducted by an alien, and then on the back, the words, I'm bumming it.
Well, you put I'm probing it then, wouldn't you?
Fucking marketing genius you are. Coming up, people. Coming up. Anyway, let's get on with the fucking show.
Show me what's probing then, because you've got the fucking you've got the info for tonight's show.
Oh, bugger me senseless with a bag of crabs.
You're doing it again.
Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. Hey.
Right. Take a calm. All of a sudden, Ollie's well, suck my cock.
That's it. Yeah. I'm good now. I'm good to go.
Suck my cock and call me a rent boy.
Right. So, Vetted has he's done a video that he's been working on for quite some time, and he's interviewed quite a few people. And he's been a busy man, and also his production has massively gone up. Like the music and stuff like that. I'm like, Vetted was already good, but now he's like next fucking level. I'm a little bit jealous. We need to get Patrick back on, by the way. But yeah, so these mummies, and I remember when Patrick wasn't, he wasn't sold on them, was he? I think we even spoke to him on the podcast about the mummies, and he kind of laughed and sniggered a little bit. But these mummies, not only are they looking like they're real, Lee, they could be still alive.
Well, right. I think the mummies.
And I don't mean the actual fucking mummies. I don't mean.
Because that's what I thought when I saw the headline.
Yeah, no. Any movement there, something's snapping off.
Well, I thought maybe there was. Are they fucking freeze dried? Can we stick these things in water and get them back? But like,
We could try.
I think there's enough information out there now that I can reasonably guess that with beyond reasonable doubt that they were living creatures.
Yes.
I think now if you're saying, oh, it's an emu head strapped to a fucking rabbit femur with a fucking hippo tooth, I think you're clutching at straws now. Where like for that sort of stuff, there's too much. They're too good. Do you know what I mean? They're too good to be fakes.
Let me fucking blow your mind a little bit more, because I don't think this bit's in the clip that I've got ready. But
I'm surprised it's my mind, the mood you're in.
Not only are they possibly still alive, and listen, guys, I after we've played this clip and spoke about this, I think I've figured something out, and I'm gonna fucking drop a fucking turd of a bombshell on this show tonight. I don't even know if I spoke to you about this, Lee. Maybe no, I did a little bit before the show, I think. But yeah, I'm going to speak about that. I've decided I'm going to speak about it. I think I'm right. But anyway.
Ollie Wright, people. All this on more, and more tonight on the Daily Conspiracy Podcast.
I'm fucking whistleblowing. I'm not even a whistleblower. Blow my whistle. Right, anyway. So, not only are these things probably still alive under the fucking ground, Lee, but there's different ones that we haven't seen. Apparently there is ones with like fins on the back like a shark. There is one, listen to this, there is one that looks apparently like the xenomorph from Alien. Do you remember when I said to you on a show, or it might have been after a show, when I said, I think because I've got a H.I. Geiger book there, and he drew those things because those things, like Aleister Crowley, he was seeing those things in his dreams, these xenomorphs, things that look like the xenomorph. I have a really old book by H.I. Geiger, and he said that those things. The guy on Vetti's video says that there are some of these little guys that look like the xenomorph with the elongated skull and a fucking tail with a hook. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Anyway.
I'm not here for xenomorphs being fucking real, by the way.
No, I'm not, especially if they've got acid for blood.
I'm more in, like, them using me as a fucking womb is my issue.
Well, he didn't say anything about the face huggers.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, but
but those things have got fucking eggs inside them.
I don't think it's a fucking stretch, Ollie. If xenomorphs are real, I don't think it's a stretch.
Well, Lee, what if the fucking eggs inside that little creature,
they were implanted?
They were that thing's eggs. They were what the xenomorph had implanted.
Xenomorph wasn't eggs, though, was it?
That we know of.
Didn't seem to be, though, did it? Like it was like live young, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, but you're taking that from the shitty alien Earth. For all we know, it put a fucking little egg.
No, because there's no hatching going on, was it? You saw it in the scan.
It did. It hatched out of somebody's rib cage.
Okay, they were the egg.
Anyway, without further ado, let's bring Vetted on. Vetted, welcome to the... No. Don't be silly. Here we go.
Don't be silly. These people are far too popular to come on our show now.
No, he'll come back on. We'll patch.
No, I know if Patrick will come back on. I'm just joking.
You know, everyone's...
Just pause it for a second.
Everyone's focused...
Shall I turn that
Thinking of that, I'll drop Patrick a fucking message because he lives in Spain now. It's well easier to get him on.
Oh, he does, doesn't he? We could go see him.
Well, I mean...
we could stay at his house.
It's a lovely looking house.
On this. You know, everyone's focused on different parts of this, you know, of these mummies, these tridactyls.
Oh, I should specify. He's speaking to the guy. I think this guy is the founder of the Tridactyls website, and he's well in on all the people who were involved with these mummies that have like delivered them to the public. So yeah.
Do you know what? I think if these things are real, I'm going to make a fortune. Because I'm gonna be the first life coach for them.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, like, you're not a tridactyl. You're a candactyl. You're a do-dactyl. You're a go out and get their dactyl. Not a tridactyl.
I mean, I wouldn't label them.
But I want to focus on something different that I find the most interesting about all of this is just the stories that, these some of these beings are still alive. Right. That's what I'm most interested in. So like, what do you know about that?
Once I got to get to know the professors like Dr. Zuniga, and then getting to talk to people who work with the
Gonzola Chavez.
Is that this guy?
On the phone, yeah. Creator of tridactyls.org. So yeah, basically he's the guy that's involved with all the guys that give him the little mummy things.
Gadi Institute, they would basically in Gadi Institute, people from the Gadi would tell me stories that they've had. So one of the instances, they felt like they had some sort of communication, like they were driving to the discovery site, and all of a sudden their phone was going weird. And to them, that was an indicator that they were being surveilled, And so I've heard instances of music. They've heard music coming from discovery sites or near where the supposed discovery site is at, and it's supposed to be in the middle of nowhere. So that's when I was like, well, this is more than likely we're still dealing with live organisms. And then if you read Thierry Jarmin's book that he released about the discovery, he spoke about the grave robbers and people he got to know that actually know the real discovery site, talking about seeing life beings still walking. What you hear though is it's cave systems, or they're finding them in caves. From what I understand, it's actually tunnel systems in the Nazca Balpanica region. And so that's where it sounds like there may be underground tunnel systems that lead to an undiscovered underground city, which if you've listened to our ancestors, they talk about that, there's underground cities. So yeah, that's how basically I started learning about live beings.
When we say the live being, which ones? The three-fingered, taller beings, Montserrat and Maria and all this, those type of beings?
Yeah, so the most common ones that they seem to have been getting reports are the 60-centimeter tridactyls, which are the most controversial ones, and then the human-like tridactyls, which are Maria, Montserrat, Santiago, and those. There's this guy who is a engineer and paleontologist. His name is Klaus. He was basically taking people to the desert to get it protected as a heritage for UNESCO. He said that when they went there at night, him and a team of archaeologists were just discussing their plans, and all of a sudden a UFO basically hovered over them, and it landed, and creatures that, which he said looked like Maria, came out of it and basically told them, we thank you for trying to protect our, where we live, and we've lived here for thousands of years. And he said this was in 2014, so it was 3 years before the Maria specimen was discovered. So when that specimen was discovered, he was like, that looks exactly what I saw visiting me when I was trying to protect this desert, because they were trying to apparently make the desert into a racing area.
Is he the one that was doing a presentation with a big projector screen behind him? And is he a self-learned paleontologist?
Yeah, so according to him, his hobby was always doing paleontology.
We told them that they had elongated heads, very similar to even Maria. Before Maria existed, before Maria was published. But what caught our attention the most at that moment when we were observing it was that from two sides, from both sides, some sort of luminous balls began to emerge. We counted 14 in total, and they started to leave in different directions at very high speeds. Then I realized that they were two beings. They were obviously not human because they had a long head. That is, it was a round head that ended a little in a point. They were thin with very long arms that reached almost to the knee. I estimate that they were around 2.20 to 230 meters tall. I do not come from the ufological or extraterrestrial world. I dedicate myself to my hobby, which is paleontology. And I have tried to see the shape of the heads they had. And they were very similar to the heads we see in Paracas. It was a head elongated backwards, very large eyes, big eyes. The neck was also elongated. They were very big too. 2m20, 2m30, I calculate. Long, very thin arms. And it looked, as I said, very much like the head that is here on the right side. It was like they were completely white. If they had any suits, I don't know. Good. In those telepathic communications, there were many messages. First of all, don't be afraid, we are brothers. The first thing that was told to me was, we know who you are and what you do. Well, when I ask them where they come from, they tell me that we lived here thousands of years ago.
And then when it comes to the 60 centimeter tridactyls, what I hear is that they tend to come out at night, that they come out from like the underground. And when it comes to like the human-like tridactyls, I hear basically the same thing, but they also talk about coming out of water sources. So it's basically like the same thing we hear in the US, which is like they're transmedium, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So we're talking the biggest, tridactyls, and then the really small ones. Is that what you're saying?
What do you think so far, Lee?
I mean, right, we've got fucking stories of like we've brought the ant people up, yeah, on this podcast before. We've got cave paintings of things that look like these things with 3 fingers. I've always said, right, there's something about, and maybe it's just me, maybe it's me because I watched fucking X-Files. There's something about the face of like what we look at as like an alien grey.
Yep.
That I find disturbing. And I think most people find that image disturbing.
Yes.
Now, is that because it was a fucking, like a natural predator? Because this is the thing, right? I do not believe. I've never believed the Space Brothers shit, if I'm perfectly honest. I just don't buy it. We have too many stories. Like, sorry, we've got, what I should say is we've got too much of an inbuilt fear in the idea of monsters that fucking come out at night and fuck shit up, especially monsters from underground. Like, that is so embedded in like all cultures. I mean, and surely, like, if they can communicate telepathically with you, that's exactly what I'd do. If I was like this malevolent subterranean creature that thought, I might nibble on that thigh bone, I'd be like, oh yeah, fucking Space Brothers. And meanwhile, I'm like fucking got spices and a pestle and mortar.
Well, I've got another clip from the Vetted show, and I everybody should go and watch that full show that he's put out. It's really good.
Vetted Stuff's also a podcast as well. If you want to listen to his stuff, he also puts it out on Spotify now as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah, go listen. It is quite cool what he's done with this though, because he's done some really cool AI stuff in this video where he's made the actual mummies come to life and stuff, which I quite like.
Vetted's production, like since he moved house, he kind of and he's gone like, what I take it is like full time on this. Like, his production has jumped fucking massively. Like he should really take a bow for what he's done with his channel.
So take a listen to this bit, Lee.
one of those trade cities back in the day that everything went through. So the idea is that they're still alive, living in these, underground tunnel cave systems in Peru. Like, how many are we talking? Like, is it still like a whole full-blown working civilization, or are we talking it's a small group that's survived?
I understand it as a full-blown civilization.
Unidentified submerged objects, right? Do you think some of these, USO sightings are from maybe these beings, these tridactyls?
That's what I believe personally.
I'm fascinated by this aspect to it, just because everyone else is focused on every other part of the tridactyls. This is an interesting angle for me, because I just think, well, if they're alive, what let's get a live being. Let's capture one and bring it out, and that will prove all the other ones that you have that are not alive anymore, right? That have been preserved. Is there any effort by anybody, even if they're not connected to Jaime Maussan, just anybody, is there any effort to go try to, maybe capture isn't the right word, but like Jurassic Park style, like go get some of these beings and bring them to the world?
That's still capturing.
You know who I think would probably be the most successful in doing that end up being the Empathy Institute, just because, in my opinion, they're way more ahead of like the efforts of Jaime and them, just because they are actually doing boots on the ground research.
Yeah.
So if anybody actually ends up finding a live one or recording a live one, it's more than likely going to be them.
Again, just thank you for your time, man. And
I mean, if anybody's going to get a live one, it's probably going to be us. Let's face it.
We're so stupid. We've probably met them and go, oh, bye. But, look, I'm here for. We've. I mean, this is kind of what Professor Simon Holland was saying about them when he was on our.
Another guest that we need to get back on.
I'm going to start shooting some emails out. I know we've got guests for this week and stuff like that. I'm working on a guest for next week as well.
What we got tomorrow?
We have Metaphysical on. Rob Counts. From Metaphysical.
So it's going to be a very alien fucking Stranger Things week for people.
Well, it's Montauk Project is what he's been doing lately. So we're going to be Montauked out.
I'm here for it.
Get your talk out. Simon Holland was saying like he believes they're live beings. That was like a being that lived on Earth. That's and he seemed to insinuate that he thought maybe it had died out, but I mean, these things have come from somewhere, and the fact that they've got like that breastplate thing and stuff going on with one of them, that's clear signs of technology.
Is it technology or is it something like? You know how we wear jewelry?
I mean, jewelry.
So my mum's got a magnet thing on her wrist that she's got a really bad wrist. She's got some jewelry that it's all, I don't know, I don't understand the fucking science behind it. My dad bought it. It's got a ridiculous amount of magnets in it and it's supposed to make her fucking wrist feel better. Apparently.
Yeah. But think though, the even jewelry is. Technology doesn't have to be like Hammer's technology. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it shows evidence of tooling. Is kind of what I mean. So
okay, so
which puts them more in like I mean, who knows? They could be fucking like running around in fucking little flying saucers and stuff like that for all we know. But it at least shows that they are a tool using thing.
Does it?
Yes.
Because I've been thinking about that, Lee. I have been thinking about that. So
if it's got jewelry on, yes, it's used tools.
The jewelry is underneath. It's in the flesh.
Right. So that is prime.
What if we did that?
Oh, I mean, what do you mean?
What? So these things. So they've been around for. Apparently, they've been here for thousands of years.
Yeah.
What if? The breakaway civilization of man or whatever. What if we knew about these things and we tried to, I don't know, maybe capture them, maybe put fucking chains around
Yeah,
them,
but
and put
alright,
something
you've
in the
got
fucking chest.
right. I know we're talking about fucking underground space creatures, but that's you reaching. You're like what we have is we've got something with something in it. The jump to go, oh, maybe we did it and got it and fucking stuck it in ourselves. That's you've got to apply fiction rather than just look at what we have to do that.
Yeah, no, I'm just wondering why a creature that is highly advanced, it doesn't really look like it's a robot of any kind. It's got nothing in its head. It's got nothing else, but it's got something in its chest plate. How many of them have got that in the chest?
It was just one, wasn't
I
it?
think it's just one.
But
It might be
was,
two. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I think,
but it was the little one that we've only got one of.
I mean, it could be that the little one needed that. You know, like we get a heart. When someone's got a heart murmur, they have the little thing. It could be even that.
We've no idea. I mean,
But it could be that we branded it.
I think the big thing here, and people aren't asking enough questions, is somebody needs to go to the guy that found them and say, "Listen, Bucko, fucking shit's over now. You need to take us. You need to take us to where you found these things." I mean, I wouldn't suggest anybody to do anything illegal. But like I would say like strong persuasion might be needed to do this.
Well, so Jesse Michaels is very much in the know with these people. He's just had the guy.
He is 100. Just quickly, he has 100% been to where those people have got that.
More than likely
to the actual site, and I wouldn't let you know how I said before. I think what I would do if I was them, I would put a couple out. I'd let the story go, and then I'd go to private collectors and people that came along and said, "Would you like one?"
Well,
Peter Thiel is into some strange shit, Ollie.
I'm sure Joe Rogan said he'd buy one of them things.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe that. Whether he thinks it's real or not, I think he'd definitely buy one. But what I was going to say about Jesse Michaels, he had the guy who did the LiDAR scan of the pyramids, and we said, we're jokingly but not jokingly, maybe he should fucking scan Epstein Island. Maybe he should scan that area in Peru that this guy's talking about for these tunnels. Because what if those tunnels that are underneath those tubes that have what looks like staircases going down them, what if those things are for those little things?
Maybe. I mean,
can you imagine if these things, and I don't know if they're say it's 100%, yeah, these things exist.
100% Lee, yeah. These things are real.
100% Lee. What if they're either looked after by these elites for some reason? And you know what I find really interesting? The nocturnal bit, but they come out at night. And then I got thinking about the whole diorite thing, that these things, every single one of them that you've seen has gone fucking white. And it got me thinking about like Interview with a Vampire, when the sunlight hits and it fucking goes completely fucking white and it almost goes to charcoal.
It could even be what they do with the dead. Maybe that's like the embalming process that they do to their dead.
What if they don't fucking like the sunlight?
Maybe. I mean, I also prefer the idea that we've got the whole like coming out at night thing wrong, and just during the day they're dead alpha and like really manly, and then nighttime comes around and they go, hiya.
But also that did you hear? Did you hear the bit about the guy saying that there's music coming from these places?
Yeah, I wish you'd explained that more. Vetted should have asked more about that. Like, what do you mean by music? Do you mean,
Yeah.
are we talking like fucking chord progressions and instruments? Are we just talking drum beats?
I sent you today that it's been reported recently that I can't remember the place in America, but that the horns are fucking back.
Oh, yeah, you said that. I don't believe in the horns.
Mate, these are full neighborhoods. Like people, they're being interviewed, and there's recordings of this thing.
I saw a really good video today of a cat doing the entire Thriller dance.
Was it AI?
Internet. Yes, it was AI, Ollie. Yes, it was AI.
Right. I'm just checking. It might be a fucking talented cat.
Dogs can surf.
Might be Michael Katzen.
That was good. I appreciate that, Ollie, because even when you started to say that, I don't think you fully knew whether that was going to work as well as you thought it did.
I didn't.
Well done. That's commitment, and I'm here for it. I just keep going back to the fact that we've got elongated skulls. I know some of them appear to be human, and like with skull tying and stuff like that, which I still find fucking wild. And I don't understand how that does not turn you into a bit of a fucking retard. But we've also got skulls that don't appear to be head tied.
Yeah.
And we've got reports of these things that like we have a mythical creature that very much suits the definition of one of those fucking heads. Does that not fucking suggest that maybe these things are real?
What if we thought they were gods because they could fucking levitate shit? They could have They did have flying saucers, and we're like fucking. Let's worship these. How do we fucking worship them? I don't know. Let's tie your head up.
Do you know why we don't? Why that's not right?
Why?
Because gods don't hide.
No, but maybe they didn't need to hide way back when.
But if they didn't need to hide then, why do they? That's what I mean. Why do they need to hide now?
The technology that we have, maybe. I'm not saying that we're more advanced because I think they're probably still more advanced than we are. But because of science and things, we kind of we figure them out a little bit more. Maybe, I don't know.
But not by the looks of it, because if some of this stuff that we see flying around in the air is these things, then they've clearly well got us fucking nailed. One of the things, so there's two avenues you can go down here. There's a third thing as well I want to bring up after it. The first thing you could go down is that what I think is the most logical one is that we have a predator. We've said it. We've said it in a few different shows that, or all over the time. It's how many zebras, right, know like exactly what fucking lions are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's because basically the one that gets close up to the fucking lion gets fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
So there's very few like first hand fucking experiences from dealing with a lion if you're a zebra. So yeah, we could have this predator that's kept itself hidden, like through. I'm sure in the animal kingdom, somebody would be able to point out to me a predator which has such a good hit ratio on its prey that it's virtually invisible to its prey because they just haven't developed like a fear for these things because they just keep fucking you're gone. So there's the idea that we have a predator. The other thought I've always had about the like other life forms and us is, okay, it might be more technologically advanced. What if anger and aggression is a uniquely human trait.
So whatever this thing is, they don't really understand that.
They don't understand. Yeah, they don't understand. They don't understand violence, and because that's one thing people are really good at. We're really good at violence.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're good at violence with people we don't like. We're good at violence with people we like. Our hobbies are fucking violence. That makes sense to me. If there is something that if there is species out there that if you give them a hammer, all they see is a tool for creation, and not that it has another purpose, which is like caving the fucking Sweden of somebody.
I mean, you can. It's going to sound like I'm joking, but I'm really not joking. I can imagine one of those poor little fuckers coming up and meeting the wrong guy or girl and just getting molested. And, going back down and saying, listen, lads, do not go up there. They're weird. They're a weird fucking bunch.
You didn't need to say, didn't need to like essay it, mate. You didn't need to. Could have been anything. Could have beaten it up. Could have burnt him. But no.
Listen, if there's an alien out there, there's somebody on Earth that'll fuck it.
There's a third road here, though, which I think is the most interesting, and I think probably going to be take us to the end of this fucking podcast, discussion wise.
Well, remember, I've got some nuggets. So
okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're wrong, but this is an interesting nugget. Why are we being made? Oh, not made. Why are we? Because we're being heavily coaxed into abandoning the idea that these things are space people.
Mm-hmm. We've said this for quite some time.
We've been told for fucking decades, Ollie.
Yep.
Like back in the fucking buttfuck 100s, it was like Mars. Mars was the big one. Is the life on Mars? Now we're kind of past Mars. Now we're like, is the life in our galaxy? Is the life like outside of the galaxy that's too far away to get to us? This is what we've been told for fucking ages through pop culture, through like theoretical physics. Now we are being told, no, there's something else, something here.
It is interesting. It is.
And how does that work, right? For that to be true, right, something else has to be true, and that means the cover-up theory. The finding giant bones type theory and sticking them in the bottom of the Smithsonian, because we have been around long enough to have, this is not, right, if these things are real, this is not the first time we've found them. Someone somewhere has found these fuckers before.
Mate, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these fucking bones are in dinosaur museums and we didn't fucking know what they were. I know you feel on dinosaurs, but...
Well, there's no dinosaur bones in museums for a start.
But you know what I mean? I think, that a lot of these things were probably found. But if a lot of them are still alive... Like, I was thinking... So, after you sent me the vetted video, told me to check out the vetted thing today. And it got me thinking after I finished
research our podcast, Ollie. I'm far too important and busy to do it.
Yeah, well... It got me thinking after. Do you remember? I don't know. Did you ever watch the documentary about the little dead alien found in a barn? I'm not talking about Steven Greer's one. I'm talking about the little dead creature that was. And I've been trying to find it on fucking YouTube. I cannot find it.
The Russian one.
Not the Russian one. Looked like the Russian one. The Russian one does look like Steven Greer's little alien, though, and it also looks like these things.
I think the Russian one is fucking real. By the way,
It probably
I think
is.
that's a real creature.
It probably
Be-
is.
I
And people
remember
debunk that as from parts of a chicken.
competition. Yeah, for a competition, and the competition was who can make the best dead alien, and no one went. Nobody in the fucking history of the world has gone. Let's do a competition, guys. Let's see who can make the best fake dead alien.
Well, there was a documentary out, and you'll still be able to find it. And someone's going to tell us, please, if in the comment section somebody tell us what it was called. I remember watching it, and it was in America. This guy found a creature in it, and I think it was. He said it was alive in the barn, and I can't remember if he said he killed it or an animal killed it, but something killed it, and it was dead, and there was pictures put in the papers. And then the whole thing was debunked to say that this guy had put this thing together.
This isn't the chupacabra one, which is definitely a burnt cat? No.
I mean, I don't think it's that one. No. This was a very small creature, like a pixie. It was very small.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
But it got me thinking, and it probably is. It probably is debunked. I'm talking right out my ass. But what if? Because, and I'm going to get onto Steven Greer's serious, and I've got some clips here. What if these creatures, every so often, we get one that's fucking dead, we get one alive, and it gets fucking debunked. It has to be debunked. They will do their utmost to debunk it.
Mm.
Your island, it's known for fucking pixies, little creatures coming up.
Fairies, actually.
Fairies. Some of these motherfuckers are winged, Lee. Don't forget that. Some of these are winged.
I told you my story about my granddad's story, haven't I?
Yes, you have. That you ran. Yeah.
My granddad used to go poaching salmon down. We have a place in the Isle of Man called Ferry Bridge. You say hello to the little people as you go across the ferry bridge. Oddly enough, if you come to the Isle of Man, people are going to say this is Ferry Bridge. It's not actually Ferry Bridge. Ferry Bridge is further down. But obviously my granddad died when he was 70. He's been dead for most of my life. So you're talking.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, we weren't close. 70 years for him. 30 years for me. See, like, you're talking nearly 100 years here, like of a time scale. So say 80 years for when he'd been younger and like out, like I say, he's off fucking poaching salmon like it's some sort of Enid Blyton novel. And he was at the riverside catching salmon, and he turned around and there was a fairy stood there next to him, and he tried to throw a sack over the fairy, and then when he took the sack away, it left a fairy ring, like a burnt ring round. He would have been because he then my mother was a small girl then when this happened, and he took my mum to see the fairy ring. Time's a bitch as far as memory goes, so I'm sure if I asked my mum about it, she'd say she remembers it. But I'm gonna put that with a fucking pinch of salt. My mum's fucking fully like compos mentis and stuff like that. She's not she's not losing marbles or anything. But time is a fucker, isn't it? But my granddad told me that when I was little, and I think he died when I was about 11. So I wasn't like little. I remember it because he lived with us at the time before he went to hospital and died. Right. And like even to my mum and my mum's brother, like he took that to the grave with him. Like if you brought that up, he was like absolutely like this fucking happened. Like because he died of flu in the in hospital, and it wasn't flu. It was He caught a bug in hospital essentially, and he died of that. And he was like still 100% upstairs. He was a very sharp man, even when he died. Yeah, and he took that to the grave with him. That was real.
That is, I believe shit like that. I don't think
I've no reason not to believe it. That's the thing.
I don't think
I've no
people,
reason not.
Yeah.
My granddad was a pretty like serious person as well too.
Mm.
He wasn't. Yeah.
So just quickly, just to this might get your memory. I have actually found the. Do you remember that? You ever see the documentary?
Yes. Go up.
They debunked that. Oh, that's how it got trapped in a fucking trap, and they said that this guy he made this thing.
Right. I'm not. They're not the same things though.
That there doesn't look the same as that, does it?
The bottom thing isn't the same either.
Apparently it is though, Lee. It is. It's just it dried out apparently.
I am
over time.
90% convinced that was that top. I could be wrong. Like, look,
No. I remember seeing the documentary, and I remember when I watched the documentary. See right there, it says fake alien. I remember watching this and thinking, how come that looked really fresh on the pictures? So that's the picture above, and then in the documentary you could see the dried out one. Now I understand it would dry out, but it doesn't look like it, does it?
That looks drawn, to be honest. The middle one.
No, it definitely wasn't.
Right.
You had people examining it. You could see it wasn't drawn.
It's interesting. It's three different things.
Yeah, so
That's because that is definitely not the same thing.
I don't think it's the same thing. I think they purposely went out of their way to discourage that people from looking into that,
Yeah.
just by putting out the documentary and then saying it was a guy who faked a fucking alien.
Right.
But then you've got the Anaconda little alien that Steven Greer got. Now, I'm going to play a clip from this because if you remember Steven Greer, if you remember this documentary, it was quite fascinating at the time. And he... Here we
Great view of the eye socket. Very different eye socket. And that's another thing that the scientists who've looked at this at Stanford have commented on. If you look at this creature and you look at the cranial vault, how large it is, the size from the eyes up is at least 3 times that of a human.
One of the first things that Dr. Lockman immediately remarked upon was the shape of the head and the skull. It was not something that he is accustomed to seeing, and it was quite interesting and in some ways exciting that the associated features that you would expect from a syndrome of that nature were not found.
So, Gary Nolan was working with, and I know I've mentioned this a few times on the show, but Gary Nolan was working with Steven Greer with this. And do you what recently we've just watched Jay on Joe Rogan? Do you remember what he said about Lou Elizondo, Gary Nolan, go about, come on, Jay, you're not on the same. Why are you not on the team anymore?
Yeah.
Gary Nolan went over to TTSA, and then he released the fact that thing was just a little fetus that had the genetic disorder that made it look like it was old. Its bone density and everything was older than it was, so it gave the impression that it was 7 years old.
Yeah.
And it had multiple things wrong with it, which is why he couldn't figure it out at the time when he was working with Steven Greer. But he didn't release that information to Steven Greer. He took that over to fucking TTSA. And, well, just so it's... Because I can't remember the full thing, I'm going to cringe a little bit and just bring myself up from back in the day, where I actually do have so it's fresh, and this is actually the information. So tonight I want to discuss the recent news that Dr. Steven Greer has put out, where he's started to do a fight back on the guy who did the whole DNA and genetics of the Chilean little fetus. Well, they say it's fetus. Little girl, 6 inch. So Gary basically says it's been proved now that this is a 6 inch fetus that would have just died, didn't live to be 6 to 8 years old, like Steven says. Now I have to say, what I've seen in this recent interview between Steven Greer and Carol Rossine, I think it's pronounced that way, is interesting. And you can see it in the guy's face. He's extremely pissed off about these results, and he looks extremely tired. I have to say, I kind of watched it. I felt really bad for Dr. Greer. I was like, I kind of wanted to give him a hug. And the fact that Tom DeLonge's Company to the Stars Academy is something to do with this, and this Gary Nolan is associated with them, that's where you've got to start asking the questions. From what I said in the previous videos, Fuck me, Leo's ahead of the game. Kind of, battling out a bit, but I don't know. Just take a look at this.
In fact, in an email dated on December 30th of 2013, in this email, he states that the chances these genes would come up by chance, meaning a mutation, are infinitesimal. Infinitesimal. I'm quoting. Well, what happened?
I'm not sure that's a word, Stephen.
Well, the next thing we know, he is not at all talking. He cuts off communication with us, and I'm the principal investigator who supplied him this sample and spent tens of thousands of dollars to take a whole research team over to Barcelona to get the CAT scans, the x-rays, the sample, etc., and so on. And he ends up joining up with this group, this To the Stars Academy group with Tom DeLonge. We'll get to this in a minute. And they facilitate the global fake disclosure that this is suddenly couldn't possibly ET related, that the case is closed, it's a deformed human fetus. Here's the problem with all of this, is that the research paper he put out is so dense that unless you have a PhD in genetics, you're not going to understand it. That's the first thing. Secondly, it appeared and got through the peer review of genome research. Everyone listening needs to contact Dr. Sussman, Sussman, and she is the editor of genome research, and point out that this paper, according to the top geneticists in the world, should have never made it through peer review, period, full stop. It would have gotten a 0 rating, is what he has stated. Number 3, that they cherry-picked. It's sort of like Dick Cheney, cherry-picking the intelligence to put Colin Powell in front of the UN to say, see, he has weapons of mass destruction, let's go in there and have a $2 trillion war that kills hundreds of...
So basically, I wanted to bring that up because I wanted to remind people, probably people don't actually fucking know. That thing was a big deal.
Yes, it was.
It was a huge deal at the time, and
I remember being sat in... I wonder if Ben will be listening to this podcast.
Hi, Ben.
I remember sat with him and my dad, and when Sirius was coming out, was it Sirius Disclosure or was it always just
I think the documentary was just called. In fact, that's that clip that was played in the beginning was off
from
actually
Sirius.
YouTube. It was from It's the serious documentary. You can find it on Steven Greer's channel.
Right.
The full thing. Go watch it, people.
I remember showing that to Ben when we were sat in the pub.
So, where the fuck is that thing now? I'd love to know that. I would love to know where that thing is, and I want that thing X-rayed again, and I want the X-rays put in against the little, the other mummies. Because if that thing matches, if those X-rays, those bones, the fingers, they match the alien mummies, that's a big fucking deal. Because I don't think Steven Greer has ever said, admitted, not that I don't think he's got anything to admit to, because I think Gary Nolan, so as much as I like to listen to podcasts that Gary Nolan is an interesting guy, but he went to work with TTSA, who Lou Elizondo was involved with.
Oh, look, I will. I'll be dead honest here. I don't trust the guy.
Well, what Jay said on Joe Rogan about Gary Nolan, Lou Elizondo, and about the whole team thing, and he was very much he says, love him or hate him, Greer's got some wild things that he said in the past, and to this day. But Greer's one of the reasons why he got into the subject. Greer's probably one of the reasons why I started doing it. Everybody says Greer's a grifter. I think he just makes a fucking living off ufology, and he's excited by it. And sometimes he maybe over exaggerates things and what have you. But I think he had something with that little Anaconda alien, and I want that thing X-rayed again. I want I'll send the X-rays and put them alongside the alien mummies, or even better, see if you can get the DNA from that and check the DNA if there is any fucking DNA. I'm sure there will be inside those little charcoal things. So that's what I wanted to say.
Do you know what? I think you're right now as well. Is that I know I said before, like, why would you do it? You've only got so many specimens and stuff like that. I think it's time to autopsy one of these motherfuckers.
Chop it open down the middle.
Yeah, I think it's time we fucking cracked one of those bitches open.
Yes. Thank you.
Validated.
I'd have done that straight away with scissors.
I think this is not saying Patrick's in on anything or that sort of thing, but I do think that there's certain channels,
there's certain channels that are allowed to be in the know, mate.
Yeah. I think Jay's one of them. I think the obviously, like, Jesse Michaels, probably the most in the know. What I would consider conspiracy UFO show. I think I think it's fair to say, like, that's the genre American Alchemy's in. I just think there's so much weight behind his friends. I know I bring up Teal quite a lot when it comes to this stuff, but I genuinely believe Jesse Michaels doing American Alchemy is working for Peter Thiel doing it. Thiel is he's so interested in this shit. Like, he's the same guy, like, that, like, he's had dinner with Alex Jones, had dinner with Eric von Daniken, like, he's probably had dinner with Steven Greer, he collects these. I know he's had dinner with
I think Greer will go back on Joe Rogan. I know your thoughts behind that. but I think after watching Jay, I think Greer's I think Joe will end up inviting him back on. I think he's got things to say.
I think it depends. I genuinely think he might have blown it. I think he might, because I don't know if that episode is even still. I don't think the Greer one is.
I remember you told me
Spotify.
about that. No, you can still find the Greer one on YouTube.
Yeah, but I don't think it's on Spotify. The Greer
No.
one, and then
But that's before he went over to Spotify.
Oh yeah, but I don't think it's on his YouTube though. Someone else might have re-uploaded it.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm pretty sure that one was gone. But it's the same as like the I think Spotify and YouTube have parity with what content is on there from Rogan. There's about 50 shows missing, isn't there now? About 50 shows. Yeah. There was a couple of Eddie Bravo ones. Milo Yiannopoulos, I don't think you can listen to that anymore. There's a few. But
do you see what I'm saying though?
Sorry, just sorry, quickly so I can finish it. I know I was trying to fucking conjure my thoughts up there for what we were talking about. I remember Rogan saying to a different guest that Greer tried to charge Joe Rogan to go on. Like, if you want me back on, like, I want paid. And Rogan's like, fuck you, we don't pay people. That was stupid. And that's, to be fair, I think that was just arrogance of Greer, because he obviously tried to charge Joe Rogan to go on the Joe Rogan Experience when Greer was bigger than Rogan. But now, it's Rogan's fucking Rogan.
I think a Greer on a Rogan would be very interesting now, especially.
What's he gonna say though?
No, I think Joe could definitely. I think Joe, like with the Lou Elizondo thing, could get into that. Definitely get into the mummies. Ask Steven about the little alien thing, because I think
he's a bit Galactic Federation now.
He is, mate. But I do think a lot of the hate for Greer has been done purposely. A lot of he's brought on himself because let's face it, he does like the sound of his own voice. He's interesting though. He's definitely. I think he was brought into this field. Well, we know this. We seen the picture. He was brought in.
But the problem is he speaks in absolutes. That's the problem.
He does, yeah.
I know this. I've done this. I've briefed the president. I know that there is X amount of the alien species that are trying to interact with the planet. I know the government are going to try and make us think they're a threat. And he's like, great. I'd like to see it working out.
But listen, hear me out here. So, because I want to bring it back around to the alien mummies. I think if you connect the dots with these things that people have tried to discredit in the past, so we've completely forgot. Fucking hell. Do you remember Osvaldo Franco, who used to come on Alien Addict, and until you two had a little bit of a disagreement because he was paying fucking TTSA too much money. Well, he were paying them. He was
I consider that an intervention.
Yeah, no, we were just a little warning, Oz, you might want to just not pay them anymore.
I mean, to be fair, it was an intervention, and he's a prick. But like, it was still an intervention.
But anyway, especially like the interview that I did when he was sat in the toilet, that was great. But he was on the credits of the whole Sirius thing. He was well in with that little alien, and then all of a sudden, TTSA. See, it works. Whatever TTSA did and the people it had behind it, because it was all through, like, ex-government people, all these people get from, like, I find it fucking mad that we went, holy shit. So TTSA's got loads of people, like government people, that are going to tell us about the alien stuff. Yeah, I fucking trust that. Let's go trust the government people. Since when do the fucking UFO community...
Conspiracy theorists. It's
since when
so
do conspiracy
wild,
theorists trust
so
fucking?
Wild.
Do you know what I mean? So,
no, you're 100% right. 100%.
so these things that we have been told are bullshit, and especially like it. Go back and revisit these things, people. Go back. Tell Greer to open the fucking drawer and get that little fucker back out. If he's still got it, I don't think he's still got it. I reckon fucking Gary Nolan's got it.
Maybe.
I don't know. I've got no proof to that. But where is it? That's what I want to know. Where is that thing?
I put a soft wager on the fact that Greer sold it.
If Greer's still got it, Greer, take it on the Joe Rogan show. Put it in Joe's hand.
Yeah, you see what you said about Oswaldo there being on the Sirius
Credits.
That makes me trust it less, you know.
No,
Because
he's just.
No, you
Oz
know
was just
why he
like,
was on.
fucking hell, this is
No.
great.
You know why he was on the credits, though, don't you?
Yeah, because he gave some
Because
money.
he fucking paid to. He funded them, yeah.
Well, a lot of people on the credits are funding documentaries, but, you know.
I don't believe
He funded it because he believed in it.
that the. I think if you
He funded it because he believed in it, but then the whole TTSA
why isn't
thing.
Greer funding it because he believes
No, but
in it?
what I'm saying there, Lee, is I think the whole TTSA thing did some real fucking damage to, I fucking hate calling it UFO community, but whatever, UFO community, right? I think it did some fucking real damage.
Yeah, man. It launched the counterintelligence operation.
And I fucking love Tom DeLonge. I don't think Tom DeLonge wanted that. I think if you was in a room with Tom DeLonge having a beer and say, "Listen, Tom, what happened here?" He said, "Listen, I can't say anything, but they fucked me over. They used me." Genuinely, I think that's what happened.
I'm unsure, Ollie. I think
Greer said that on a podcast. He said that on Secure Team 10 when Tyler was interviewing. He said Tom DeLonge was used by TTSA.
Yeah, I
He
don't
said he's
trust
been to my
Greer
house.
either.
He's a believer in the subject. He's a nice bloke.
he's
He's being
Freemason.
used. He's a Freemason, but we've known quite a few Freemasons along our way.
Yeah, but I think it's just worth noting that a Freemason ties to oh fuck me, what was Hillary Clinton's campaign manager guy called?
Podesta.
John Podesta, yeah.
Mm.
The most suspicious man maybe walking the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sus, lad. You sus. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting we're being told these things are alive still and like running around underneath us, which is fucking terrifying, if we're perfectly honest. If there is a subterranean
Xenomorph.
civilization, was said. It was a civilization
Mm-hmm.
of fucking monsters living under our feet. See, that this is I had this conversation with, although we kind of went more down the route of the what you call it, the cabin in the woods theory.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether they have to do the ritual every year with the people, otherwise the world ends, and the world ends at the end of the film. We kind of went down that road when I was speaking to Danny about this stuff, but like, we keep hearing the idea that we can't have disclosure because the truth is so fucking wild. People can't cope. I think that has to be the thing. And fuck me, like if that's where it turns out to be, imagine like all the stuff we talk about with kids going missing and like missing 411, and like we always think it's some sort of fucking satanic like PDF file. I'm going to try and help our algorithm a little bit more.
Yeah, we should do that. You're right.
We should do, yeah.
Are we allowed to say nonce?
Probably not, Ollie. No, but you just did.
Okay.
But the we think there's some sort of group that's doing all this stuff. What if it's not people? What if they just get? What if people are just getting fucking zagged by these things all over the place? The people that go missing, you know, the fucking.
You're telling me that these small little aliens, they've technically we're like a fucking cow. We're massive.
But it doesn't mean them
A banquet.
Yeah,
A human.
Yeah, and we eat a lot of cows, Ollie.
Which is why they don't need to take as many. So a lot go missing. But one Lee could feed one of them things for.
Yeah, but we
months.
eat. Yeah, but that's like saying we don't eat a lot of cows. We kill a lot of cows and other animals.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like it.
That's where they're fucking taking our fucking cows as well. The little bastards.
Well, definitely fucking locking my door, both doors tonight.
Oh, mate, I'll keep mine open. If one of them comes in my house,
you're finished, Ollie.
No, that thing's not
taller than you for a start.
It's going to be limping by the time when
it's taller than you for a start.
What, one of those little things?
Yeah, but I mean, I reckon it might be one of those ones where you kind of feel like you're looking at each other in the eye, but it's got a couple of centimeters on you.
Man, my little hand's going right up its ass.
Fucking, your little hand's going nowhere. Should we land it?
Let's land it, yeah.
Cheers, people. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Let me know in the podcast, do you think we have literal monsters under our feet? Which is fucking terrifying.
Yeah, you know when you think it's rats in the house?
No. It
ain't.
Ant people. Awesome. This is exactly what I wanted to start 2026 with. Monsters.
If you do happen to get one, send it to us.
Just a picture. We can't afford to buy it.
No, I fucking want it on the podcast.
Well, we can go to your house. I'll watch. I'll watch from the bunker. Thank you very much. I'll do all the stuff I said at the beginning of the podcast about the like and the sharing, the subscribing, the comments, the ratings, the reviews, all of those things. The patronaging.
Oh, we had a few patrons today. Thank you, people. We love you very much.
We did have Patreon. We need to. I've been saying for fucking ages. We need to do a fucking read through of all the patrons to thank them.
We do. Let's do that.
So yeah. Anyway, it's very late here, and I still have to go have and get my tea. So if you could fucking lead us out, Ollie, that would be scrumptious of you.
While you're having your tea, just think about one of those little fuckers. You know, because we've said that before. They're edible.
Probably tastes like pork as well. I'm gonna cook a pork chop.
E.T.'s neck. Just think about that, people. Go watch E.T. when he's dying. Looks delicious.
Fucking salami motherfucker. That's what he was. Fucking cured to perfection.
Thank you.